When the USS Abraham Lincoln and its strike group steamed toward the Persian Gulf last year, they carried America's most powerful naval air wing into one of the most dangerous airspaces on Earth. But here's what the Pentagon isn't telling you. The Chief of Naval Operations, the top officer in the entire United States Navy, just admitted something shocking. In 10 years, those F-18 Super Hornets, they might not survive. Modern conflict never comes down to strength alone. Success depends on planning, coordination, and the ability to adapt when the map changes faster than anyone expects. That same principle sits at the center of today's sponsor, Supremacy World War III, a free online PvP strategy game built around modern global warfare. Every match you play lasts for weeks, which means your decisions can influence every step of the campaign. You begin by taking command of a real country and planning its future, from building up an economy to researching new weapon systems. Deploy tanks, submarines, and jets. Form alliances when diplomacy serves you, or take the initiative when it's time to move. You compete against as many as 99 real players operating on the same map in real time, each with their own strategy and ambitions. So, no two campaigns unfold the same way. For viewers who enjoy long-term strategy, this game rewards planning as much as it does decisive action. It's available on both PC and mobile, and new players that sign up for my link will receive the seasonal unit, the Elite Railgun, with a value of $40 completely for free. If you want a strategy experience that respects planning, coordination, and real-time decision-making, the link is in the description. Iran's air defenses are evolving so fast that America's current carrier jets could become death traps. And the Navy's response? A $900 million gamble on a fighter so advanced, it makes the F-35 look like yesterday's news. This is FAXX, and Iran just made the biggest mistake of their military history by forcing America to build it. To understand why the Navy is scrambling to build this new fighter, you need to understand what Iran has been doing while the world wasn't watching. For decades, Iran invested heavily in one thing: making sure American aircraft couldn't fly freely over their territory. They bought Russian S-300 systems. They developed their own Bavar 373, an advanced surface-to-air missile system that Iranian generals claim can rival the Russian S-400. They created layered air defense networks designed with one purpose: killing American jets. And it's working. During Operation Midnight Hammer, the strikes against Iranian nuclear facilities last June, something happened that should terrify every naval aviator. The details are still classified, but we know that fourth-generation non-stealth aircraft participated in those strikes. Now ask yourself, why would the Pentagon risk non-stealth jets against Iranian air defenses? The answer is simple. They didn't have a choice. The Navy's F-35C Lightning II, their newest stealth fighter, has limited numbers and limited range. The workhorse of the carrier air wing is still the F/A-18EF Super Hornet, and that Super Hornet was designed in the 1990s. It was never meant to penetrate 2030's air defenses. Admiral Daryl Cottle, the current Chief of Naval Operations, just said the quiet part out loud at the Apex Defense Conference in Washington. When things heated up in Iran, guess who steamed over there? It was the United States Navy and the Abraham Lincoln. Imagine what that looks like in 10 years from now, with a different Iran, different capability that can go against the F-18 capabilities of today. Let that sink in. The top admiral in the Navy is saying that in 10 years, F-18s might not be able to do the job. But it's not just Iran building better missiles. The fundamental problem, according to Admiral Cottle, is, quote, the ever-lowering cost of entry into the high-end air defense game. What does that mean? It means Russia and China aren't just keeping their advanced technology for themselves anymore. They're selling it. They're sharing it. Every anti-American actor on the planet now has access to sophisticated radar systems, surface-to-air missiles, and electronic warfare capabilities that would have been unthinkable just a decade ago. Look at the Houthis. Brian Clark, a naval strategist at the Hudson Institute, pointed this out during the same conference. The Houthis are a non-state actor, rebels in Yemen with no real military infrastructure. Yet, they acquired long-range anti-ship missiles and attack drones sophisticated enough to target Western warships in the Red Sea. If a rebel group can get that kind of capability, imagine what Iran can do with its oil money and its relationships with Russia and China. The threat isn't just evolving, it's accelerating. and commercially available electronics are making it even worse. The same technology that makes your smartphone smarter is making air defense systems deadlier. Radar systems are getting more sensitive. Missiles are getting more accurate. Electronic warfare is getting more sophisticated. The F-18 Super Hornet is a phenomenal aircraft. It's proven itself in combat countless times, but it was designed for a different era. Its radar cross-section, how visible it is to enemy radar, was never optimized for penetrating modern integrated air defense systems. Its range, about 450 nautical miles combat radius, means carriers have to sail dangerously close to enemy shores. Its electronic warfare capabilities, while impressive, weren't designed to counter the kinds of threats that exist today. The Super Hornet is a knife in a world that's building bulletproof vests. So, what's the Navy's answer? FAXX. The name sounds like a placeholder, and that's because it is. The actual aircraft hasn't been officially revealed yet, but what we know about its specifications reads like science fiction. Let's break down what this fighter will bring to the carrier deck. First, stealth beyond anything the Navy has ever flown. The F-35C Lightning is stealthy. FAXX will be even more so. We're talking about a radar cross-section so small that enemy systems might not even know it's there until missiles are already in the air. Second, range. Lots of it. Rear Admiral Michael Donnelly, Director of Air Warfare for the CNO, revealed at Sea Airspace 2025 that FAXX will have approximately 25% more range than current carrier aircraft. That means roughly 560 to 600 nautical miles combat radius, compared to the F-35C's roughly 640 nautical miles and the F-18's 450. But here's the game changer. That extended range will be paired with the MQ-25 Stingray unmanned tanker drone. The MQ-25 can refuel fighters in the air, extending the reach even further. And because it's unmanned and stealthy, it can do clandestine refueling, topping off fighters in ways that adversaries can't detect or track. Third, electronic warfare dominance. The Navy currently relies on the EA-18G Growler for electronic attack missions, jamming enemy radar, disrupting communications, protecting strike packages. But the Growler is based on the Super Hornet airframe. It has the same limitations. FAXX will have electronic warfare capabilities built into its DNA. It'll be able to blind enemy air defenses while simultaneously attacking them. Admiral Caudle was explicit. The Growlers won't last forever, so it'll be our electronic attack airplane as well. Fourth, the robot army. This is where FAXX gets truly terrifying for our enemies. The aircraft will control multiple collaborative combat aircraft, or CCAs. These are drone wingmen, unmanned jets that fly alongside the manned fighter, providing additional sensors, additional weapons, and additional targets for enemy missiles to chase. Imagine this scenario. An FAXX penetrates enemy airspace. It's nearly invisible to radar. But even if an enemy system does detect something, what do they see? A swarm. The FAXX and its CCA wingmen present multiple targets. The enemy can't tell which one is the manned aircraft. Their missiles are wasted on drones while the real fighter completes its mission. It's force multiplication on a scale we've never seen in naval aviation. Of course, none of this comes cheap. The FAXX program has been bouncing around the Pentagon for years. The Air Force wanted to prioritize their own next-gen fighter, the F-47, which Boeing won the contract for last year. The Trump administration's original plan was to delay the Navy's program to concentrate funding on the Air Force's jet. Congress said no. In the FY26 defense spending bill, a massive $838.7 billion package, lawmakers added $897 million specifically for FAXX. But they didn't just add money, they added a mandate. The language in the bill requires the Pentagon to use that funding to award a development contract aimed at, and I'm quoting here, accelerated initial operational capability. Translation? Build this thing faster. Why the urgency? Because Admiral Caudle and the other Navy leaders have been screaming from the rooftops that America's naval aviation superiority is on a clock. Our ability to fly with impunity with our existing airframes is fleeting, Caudle warned. And so if I don't start building that immediately, you're not going to get it for some time. The competition for FAXX is believed to be between Boeing and Northrop Grumman. Lockheed Martin dropped out earlier. Whoever wins will be building the most advanced carrier-based fighter aircraft in human history. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Even with the accelerated timeline, FAXX probably won't reach operational squadrons until the mid-2030s. That's a decade away. A decade in which Iran, China, Russia, and every other adversary will continue improving their air defenses. The Navy knows this. That's why Admiral Connell emphasized that maintaining the current F-18 fleet is critical. We require no chinks in the armor in our current readiness of current platforms while we bridge to the next thing. So our F-18 fleet will need to be maintained. It's a race against time, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Step back for a moment and consider what the Navy is really saying here. They're admitting that the aircraft carrier, the symbol of American power projection for the last 80 years, is facing an existential challenge. If carrier-based jets can't penetrate enemy air defenses, what good is the carrier? It becomes a floating target instead of a floating fortress. The FAXX is more than just a new airplane. It's a bet on the future of naval aviation. If it works, if they can build an aircraft that can penetrate the most sophisticated air defenses on the planet while controlling drone wingmen and providing electronic attack capabilities, then the aircraft carrier remains the most powerful weapon system in the American arsenal. If it doesn't work, or if it's delayed too long, then adversaries like Iran, China, and Russia will have achieved something they've been working toward for decades: neutralizing American carrier power. And Iran specifically should be paying attention. Every dollar they spend on air defense systems is pushing America to build something that will render those systems obsolete. Every time they threaten an American carrier, they strengthen the political will in Washington to fund programs like FAXX. They thought their air defenses could stop the U.S. Navy. They were wrong. The F-18 Super Hornet has served this nation with distinction for over 25 years. Thousands of naval aviators have trusted their lives to that aircraft. The world has changed. Our enemies have learned from our dominance. They've built defenses specifically designed to kill American jets. And America is responding with something they never anticipated: a sixth-generation fighter that combines stealth, range, electronic warfare, and artificial intelligence into a single platform. A weapon that will control swarms of unmanned wingmen. An aircraft that'll make Iran's air defense investments look like wasted money. The FAXX isn't just a fighter jet. It's a message to Iran, to China, to Russia, to every adversary watching. You can try to build defenses against us. We'll just build something you can't stop. If you found this video informative, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell. We cover the latest naval developments every week, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Drop a comment below. Do you think FAXX will be ready in time? Or is the Navy cutting it too close? And if you want to learn more about the USS Abraham Lincoln's operations in the Persian Gulf, check out this video right here. Stay vigilant, fair winds, and following seas. Thanks again to Supremacy World War III for sponsoring today's video. Lead a nation, command real-time battles, and face real opponents across the world. Remember to use the link in the description to get your exclusive starter pack, as well as the Elite Railgun. It's free for the next 30 days.